Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is October 24th, 2018. Gotta give a shout out to my man Trini Bad Boy 13. He wanted me to play that Method Man and Mary J. Blige, You're All I Need, classic 90s joint. He said I missed it on the first request. I'm sorry, bro. I told him yesterday, I told everyone that I was done with the song requests because I had no more. So if you guys got song requests, make sure you drop them in the comments below. I do have like one more in queue now since yesterday, but today we're going to be looking at Centra, man. More drama around Centra. They're really doing my guys wrong. I think Floyd Mayweather and DJ Khaled are now wrapped up in a lawsuit pertaining to Centra and that whole ICO thing. So we're going to take a look at that. And man, this stuff is getting crazy out here. And then the second thing is an op-ed out of Bitcoin.com. Really compelling op-ed. And it really highlights and echoes a lot of the things I've been talking about on the channel all year. And it really is a retrospective look at 2017, a lot of the hype, and we're going to look at all of that in this op-ed. I thought it was great, and I really thought it was something that would add benefit to my viewers. So we'll check that out. But first, you know the routine. That market cap from coincheckup.com, currently at $210 billion at the time of recording. Bitcoin's dominance is at 53.5%, and nothing, slow motion. Should have been playing that song. Again, I don't have anything new for you at all at this point, but I tell you what, we've got to make a move in the next, I would say, 5 to 10, about 5 to 7 days. We got to make a decision here. So, but as of now, nothing. And I had some people telling me October 24th was going to be something big. Maybe later today we'll see something. But as of now, not much of anything. But the first article is about that lawsuit. This is out of Crypto Globe. It says here, TMZ claims Floyd Mayweather and DJ Khaled embroiled in a $25 million crypto scam lawsuit. Boxing royalty Floyd Money Mayweather and music producer DJ Khaled are allegedly embroiled in a $25 million crypto scam and are supposedly being sued for their involvement. Floyd Money Mayweather is used to being intrinsically linked with his Money moniker, but this money matter involving his promotion of the Centra Tech crypto scam is causing some grief. And I just hate when they call Centra a scam. It was not a scam. I had a card. They were issuing cards to many people. So it definitely was not a scam. And this is what happens when people lose money and they want to resort back to traditional ways of dealing with it. And the crazy thing is, all the money that was lost was due and initiated by the SEC and their investigation or subpoena of the Centra team. So it's crazy that they're suing Centra when they wouldn't have sued Centra if the government hadn't gone after them. But anyway, the lawsuit for Floyd Money Mayweather and Khaled. It says in an exclusive TMZ report, both Mayweather and the much celebrated hip hop beat maker DJ Khaled are both allegedly caught up for being celebrity endorsers of a $25 million Centra Tech crypto scam. It is believed by TMZ that Mayweather and Khaled are actually involved in the lawsuit for promoting the digital asset across their social media platforms. The report also stated that investors in the scam are looking to retrieve their money alongside seeking damages from not only Centra Tech but also the two celebrities. At this moment in time, the news is still somewhat suspect. It is still unclear whether the two have been indicted based on new information in regards to the crypto scam, or are part of the class action filed in June this year claiming that Centra Tech was violating SEC regulations while selling their CTR token. Centra Tech crypto scam first unearthed earlier this year when a magistrate judge released a report that the tokens being sold by the Centra Tech ICO were securities. Centra Tech's three co-founders, Sharma, Trapani, and Farkas, were arrested and detained in April and were later accused of defrauding investors in the alleged ICO scam. Authorities at the time alleged that the trio was making false claims in regards to their token and about its relationship with credible financial networks. It was also claimed that the ICO was illegal and that the founders lied about partnership deals and supposed collaborations with MasterCard and Visa. The co-founders are currently facing a combined total of 65 years in prison and will be subject to financial penalties for their involvement in the crypto scam. Although Mayweather and Khaled are not directly linked in the scam, they both promoted the CTR token across their Instagram accounts in their pre-sale stage of the ICO, and Mayweather encouraged investors to join Centra's ICO on September 19th in a screenshot from TechCrunch. DJ Khaled also promoted the CTR token on Instagram with a post that said the Central Card and the Central Wallet app is the ultimate winner in the cryptocurrency debit cards. Although TMZ has reported that Khaled and Mayweather are now being sued for their involvement in the crypto scam, neither parties have yet to release a statement on the matter. Normally TMZ's information is pretty spot on, so I'm assuming that is the case. They're being sued as well. But man, what do you guys feel about this? I really want to know and hear from all of those CTR holders, the ones that participated in the ICO. I didn't participate in the ICO, but I did get a card, one of the early ones to get a card as well, and it was working. So, you know, maybe the SEC is going after them over, you know, their initial startup and how they kind of stretched the truth on a couple of things, but it's not like they didn't actually deliver and come out with a working card. So it's just sad, and I had communicated with Sam quite a few times back when they were doing the ICO and stuff, and he was updating me on things that they were doing, and he was working hard, people. I'm telling you, he was flying back and forth to Korea and really trying to make some partnerships, and was actually making a lot of headway in that regard. But looks like the SEC is coming after them for how they initiated the ICO and maybe not on how they ended up with a product. So you guys let me know your thoughts on that. And man, this is crazy. It gets worse and worse with this whole CTR drama. And the next article is actually not an article, it's an op-ed by Sterling LeJean out of Bitcoin.com. I thought this was very, very detailed, and it brought up a lot of good points that I have been echoing all year, people. So we're going to take a look at this closely. Op-ed starts off by saying the hype surrounding blockchain and cryptocurrency has simmered to a dull roar. Last December, the market spiked as traders drooled over the thought of lining their pockets. They believed they would be billionaires. They had erotic dreams of Lambos, mansions, hookers, and blow. Many of them embraced a get-rich-quick, shit-brained mentality. They put speculation over philosophy. The majority of them got financially destroyed for their greed. In their fragilista-like thinking, they either forgot the purpose of the technology or came into the space without acknowledging the crypto-anarchism that created it. Exactly. That last statement there really rings true with me, and I've been saying it since beginning. You guys, many of you may not be that, you know, you may have gotten in 2016, 17, but back in the day, when I say back in the day, 2012, 13, it was all about just separating yourselves from the banking system that had really led us up to where we were in 2012. And we had seen what 2008 did, and Bitcoin kind of came out of that whole crisis of 2008. So we were looking for an alternative solution that was working, and it was working well as a trustless, pseudo-anonymous. At that point, it was more so anonymous because you didn't have all these on-ramps where, your Coinbase or Kraken, and now you can tie an individual with a paper trail or a blockchain trail. I can know, okay, if they signed up at Coinbase or Kraken or Gemini or any exchange that requires KYC, you have a whole trail on the blockchain. So now it becomes less than anonymous, even less than pseudo-anonymous for many people out here. So you just got to keep that in mind, what cryptocurrencies were invented for in the first place. It says novel technology is fueled by hype. Anyone who has studied technological trends could have predicted what happened. Any novel technology is originally fueled by hype, and when the technology emerges, new entrants see dollar signs. They want to exploit the technology to get rich. And these people are pseudo-entrepreneurs or unprincipled traders. They do not give a damn about changing the world, much less simplifying life for the average person. Man, we got to bring out an offering plate, man. This boy preaching right here. There is nothing wrong with earning money or getting rich. That is what the capitalist spirit and entrepreneurial drive are all about. However, if people's sole focus is to just make money, they are doomed to failure. There has to be an underlying drive or motivating purpose, and without that fundamental principle guiding the entrepreneur, people are likely to go broke, fall prey to scams, and simply get rich but be unhappy. So I do want to just say this about, Bitcoin. Maybe in 2016-ish, a lot of the newcomers coming, entering the space were more profit, money motivated. But even as, and when I got in, Bitcoin was around by that time for almost 5 years at that point. Even then, when I got into the space, it was not about, it kind of started a little bit to be about money at that point. It did. But it was not to the extent that it is or it was in 2017. I had never seen anything like that in my life. I was too young to experience a dot-com bubble, but I imagine that must be what it was like. The article goes on to say something about Amara's law. He says here, there is an explanation for why early technology succumbed to bad actors and people with unwholesome motivation. Amara's law provides an apt summation. The law states we tend to overestimate the effect of a technology in the short run and underestimate the effect in the long run. The overestimation of technology's effect is accompanied by the fraudsters, pseudo-entrepreneurs, and other unsavory types. When technologies emerge, people take advantage of the newness, they take advantage of the newbies, and in this time frame, there is a swirl of misunderstanding surrounding the tech, and this is fertile ground for the creation of victims. Scam victims, the victims of hype, and the victims of greed. In this regard, overestimation is a synonym for hype, which leads to bad behavior in the industry. However, in the long term, the ecosystem naturally weeds out the bad actors. Many of them get thrown in government cages. The projects that aren't scams simply fail, and much of the greed begins to dissipate as reality sets in. This is a consolidation phase. In the cryptocurrency environment, this consolidation phase is propped up by self-governance. I don't know about all that, but currently the crypto ecosystem is trying to discover ways to promote self-governance rather than locking people in cages. This means developers are considering platforms to help vet companies within the space. And indeed, the community must fashion an environment of self-governance to stymie politicians and bureaucrats. We're doing a bad job at this point, people. Many in the ecosystem pontificate on the evil nature of scams and money grubbers, but then they vie for government to come solve all the problems. I agree with that. This is muddy thinking, and it verges on hypocrisy. If a person loathes fraudsters, the last thing they're going to do is invite government goons into the melee. Government is one of the largest criminal organizations and conduits of fraud to ever exist. Preach. Summoning them would be like calling the murderer to prevent murder. It makes zero sense. Sterling says here, people must acknowledge where cryptocurrency came from. They must recall the past in order to make decisions for the future. If they want to get lost in the hype, they should at least do some research on the Cypherpunks and the Crypto-Anarchists. Crypto-anarchy was the underlying motivating factor. It's the reason for its technology. Yes, and I agree. In the long term, I don't believe people will underestimate the technology via Amara's law. The fact that crypto was built to undermine the state apparatus is an idea that can never be underestimated, and thus people will begin embracing it. The beautiful thing about cryptocurrencies is that it changes people's psychology. It teaches them about sound money by rewiring their brain. It also reminds them they own themselves and that no one deserves to extort the fruits of their labor. The crypto-anarchist dream, then, is the real source of hype, not all the speculation and ramblings about getting rich. Wow, what do you guys think about this op-ed? And can we be honest? Have you guys really done your research on the origins of cryptocurrencies, cypherpunks, and that whole movement that didn't just start? It didn't start in 2008. It was well before then. And you guys should really look into that and see what really drove them to create this thing we call cryptocurrency. And we really need to get back to those roots. And I cover things like backed exchanges, Fidelity adopting cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin ETFs, Bitcoin futures, and all this stuff. I cover this just so that everyone will be abreast and knowledgeable about what's going on in the cryptocurrency space, whether I like it or not. But at the end of the day, we don't need any of these extra layers at all. It should be peer-to-peer. It should be a totally peer-to-peer ecosystem that we live in when it comes to cryptocurrency. So hopefully at some point we will get there. Maybe this is just a knee-jerk reaction by the current establishment, the legacy system, to try to integrate and be a part of this movement, maybe. But I don't know, man. You guys let me know. What do you think about this op-ed? I thought it was excellent, and I would love to hear what you guys got to say about it. Give me your 2 Satoshis on it in the comments below. That's pretty much it, though, people. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Let me give a shout out to my man Trini Bad Boy 13 again for the song request. And this is my 2 Satoshis for October 24th, 2018. And I'm out of here. Ha!